I love obscure random facts about Harry Potter. And today I found 50 really fun and random facts that I want to share. These facts start off a bit easier and get more and more obscure, and to me, cooler as the list goes on. But let's be nerdy for a second. Keep track of how many of these facts you knew beforehand, and let me know in the comments below. I will send the person with the most some merch from the podcast and maybe a house shirt too. Some of these facts are really fun, and some later on, like number 38, are absolutely devastating. So enjoy these random facts about Harry Potter, and please make sure to like the video and subscribe for more Harry Potter nerdy content. J.K. Rowling came up with the idea for Harry Potter while delayed on a train from Manchester to London in 1990. And when she sent the book to publishers, it was rejected 12 times before Bloomsbury picked up the copy. The Harry Potter series has been translated into over 80 languages, including Latin and Ancient Greek. And the first book had to change the Sorcerer's Stone title because the publishers thought Philosopher's Stone sounded too academic. The Hogwarts school motto, Draco Dormiens Nanquam Titilandus, translates to never tickle a sleeping dragon, which is just a perfect motto for a school that sent students to go fetch an egg from a mother dragon. You may only know 3 other wizarding schools, 4 if you know your stuff, but there are actually 11 wizarding schools scattered throughout the world. Each are known for different things too, like Wagadu, which is known for wandless magic, and Mahotokoro, which is known for pumping out exceptional Quidditch players. Harry Potter's birthday, July 31st, is also Jo Rowling's birthday. She also gave Hermione an otter as a Patronus because that is her favorite animal, and gave Ron a fear of spiders because of her own fear of arachnids. Rowling intended the death of Hedwig to be the ending of innocence and the end of Harry's childhood. I mean, he did see people die before that, but I guess his pet owl would be particularly crushing. The Mirror of Erised's inscription, Erised Stra Eru, Oit Ube Kafru, Oiton Wosi, is, I show not your face, but your heart's desire, backwards. A fact that my friend nearly discovered on his first read by reading it in a mirror, but just couldn't quite piece it together. This is a bit speculative, but Voldemort's boggart would likely be his own corpse, or a grave, or some form of death reflecting his own fear of death. Rowling used the Celtic tree calendar to assign the woods for Harry, Ron, and Hermione's wands, as a way to create a hidden connection between the 3 friends. Rowling considered killing Arthur Weasley during Order of the Phoenix, but decided against it. And I am very glad she did because Arthur is one of my favorite characters. Professor Trelawney was named after Sybil, a mythic prophetess in ancient Rome, and I personally believe that every prediction she had in the books was right in some way. But that's for another video. Fred and George Weasley were born on April 1st, fitting for the mischievous personalities. The movies tried to use colored context to match the green eyes and descriptions of Harry, but Daniel Radcliffe was too allergic to them and couldn't wear them. The same is true for Hermione's buck teeth, but she found them too uncomfortable and too difficult to speak, so they ditched both of them. Bellatrix Lestrange is a member of the Black family, and her name means female warrior in Latin, which is weirdly fitting. The Elder Wand's core is thestral tail hair, making it unique and extremely rare. Draco Malfoy married Astoria Greengrass, a fellow Slytherin, who didn't fully support the ideals of blood purity, which caused a significant amount of tension with his family. Hagrid was never allowed to have a wand after his expulsion, His pink umbrella contains pieces of his broken wand, and he uses it to perform magic. And most fans believe that because Dumbledore knew him to be innocent, mended his broken wand with the Elder Wand that was in his possession, and then hid the fixed wand in the umbrella. Snape's first words to Harry in the Philosopher's Stone, "What would you get if I added powdered root of asphodel to an infusion of wormwood?" are believed to symbolize regret and grief in Victorian flower language. Luna Lovegood married Rolf Scamander, the grandson of Newt Scamander, the author of Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Although I personally kind of love the movies going with her and Neville being together. Hermione's parents were dentists, but after the Second Wizarding War, she restored their memories and relocated them from Australia back to England, making them one big happy family again. It's said that Ron's Patronus, which is a Jack Russell Terrier, is a breed known for chasing otters, which reflects his love for Hermione, whose Patronus is an otter. But I, for one, have never seen a Jack Russell Terrier chase an otter, so I'm not positive about the legitimacy of this one. There are no tuition fees at Hogwarts. The Ministry of Magic covers the cost of magical education in the UK. The night Harry is told he is a wizard is 9 3/4 years since Voldemort attacked him, to the day. So platform 9 3/4 has more meaning than just a train platform. The Forbidden Forest is home to a werewolf pack, though they are never directly encountered in the books. The original draft of the Philosopher's Stone included a character named Pyretes, a servant of Voldemort, but he was cut from the final version. Luna Lovegood's earrings. In the films, she has radish-shaped earrings. The props teams added this detail because the actress, Ivana Lynch, actually wore radish-shaped earrings to her audition. Each of the Hogwarts founders were rumored to have wands of great power. It's said that their wands were passed down through the ages and might still exist in the wizarding world, which would make them extremely powerful. Nicholas Flamel, the alchemist who creates the Philosopher's Stone in the series, was a real historical figure. Though he was not an alchemist, his name became associated with alchemy in later folklore, which Rowling cleverly incorporated into the books. Neville Longbottom's Patronus is a non-corporeal one for the entirety of the series, meaning it takes on no solid form. This is likely because he struggles to conjure a strong enough memory to produce a fully formed animal Patronus, likely due to his trauma for his parents' condition and his own lack of self-confidence in his early years at Hogwarts. The basilisk, which was bred by the ancient Greek dark wizard Herpo the Foul, was the first recorded basilisk in history. After much experimentation, Herpo the Foul discovered that this giant serpent could be produced by hatching a chicken egg beneath a toad. Not sure what he was trying to do there, but congrats, he made a basilisk. After Voldemort's defeat by Harry at the Battle of Hogwarts, and the restoration of the Ministry of Magic by the new minister, Kingsley Shacklebolt, Umbridge was sentenced to life imprisonment in Azkaban for her crimes against Muggleborns. Praise the Lord. Minerva McGonagall holds the record for the longest hat stall. The Sorting Hat took 5.5 minutes debating between Gryffindor and Ravenclaw. Wizards don't love Muggle technology, and a little piece of tech that we invented was the toilet. And because wizards dislike Muggles, they just used to poop where they were, and then they would use magic to vanish it with a vanishing spell. Later, they adopted toilets into their living arrangements, and we are all the better for it. The working title of Goblet of Fire was Harry Potter and the Doomspell Tournament, and was printed on some promotional materials. It was briefly Harry Potter and the Triwizard Tournament after she changed the tournament's name, and only settled on Goblet of Fire 12 days before publication. Chamber of Secrets was originally titled Half-Blood Prince. J.K. Rowling decided in the middle of the writing of the book to do a rewrite, and she moved portions of the book to the actual 6th-book Half-Blood Prince. Rowling, probably accidentally, wrote Dolohov getting hit by Petrificus Totalis weirdly often. Specifically, Dolohov of all the Death Eaters gets hit with it 4 times in the entire series, which is a little strange because most Death Eaters are stunned or get hit with a variety of jinxes, but Dolohov just always seems to be paralyzed. While most members of the Black family were named after constellations, it was Narcissa who was named after a flower, just like Lily. Some fans point to the fact that this is probably because both saved Harry from Voldemort. When Dumbledore took Harry to see Slughorn, he was wearing the Gaunt Ring. We also find this out later that he used the Elder Wand for several decades, and was using it up until his death. And Harry had the Invisibility Cloak, which is the third brother's. Therefore, all 3 of the Deathly Hallows were in one place at the same time when they were going to see Professor Slughorn. In the sorting ceremony in Goblet of Fire, a girl named Natalie MacDonald is sorted into Gryffindor. She was added, or at least named, in honor of the Canadian girl of the same name who died of leukemia before the book was released. At age 9, she wrote to Rowling explaining that she would most likely die before the books were finished, and asked if Rowling could tell her how the series would end. Rowling replied a little later and divulged where the majority of characters would end up, only to learn that she had sadly passed away before receiving her letter. As a tribute to Natalie, Rowling included her in the next book and sorted her into Gryffindor, where dwell the brave of heart. Dumbledore has a portrait of Gandalf the Grey from Lord of the Rings in his office in the Chamber of Secrets movie. During Harry's time at Hogwarts, in his 1st, 2nd, and 4th years, the Dursleys sent him presents for Christmas, namely a tissue, a toothpick, and a 50-pence coin. A number of fans speculate that each of these represents a Deathly Hallow. Harry was 37 in the epilogue, which was the same age that James and Lily would have been in Deathly Hallows. Harry only finishes the Quidditch season once throughout the books, which was devastating for me because I loved all of the Quidditch chapters and wanted to know the outcomes every single year. In the 3rd movie, where Hagrid is showing Buckbeak to the class, there is a scene where you see Buckbeak poop. Rupert Grint is famed to have wrapped his audition for the movie. When he auditioned for the role of Ron in the Harry Potter movies, he had a lot to live up to. He wanted to impress the casting director, so the 10-year-old Rupert Grint, who he created his audition tape on his own, decided to rap about how much he wanted to be Ron in the film. And it worked for him. The Vanishing Cabinet Malfoy repairs in his 7th year is the same Vanishing Cabinet nearly headless Nick convinces Peeves to destroy in Chamber of Secrets in order to save Harry from Filch's office and potential detention, and is the same one the twins stuff Montague into in Order of the Phoenix when he's trying to take points from them. John Major was the British Prime Minister at the time of Half-Blood Prince, which takes place in 1996. It is mentioned that his predecessor had tried to throw the Minister of Magic out of the window. John Major's predecessor was Margaret Thatcher. The watch that Harry is given for his 17th birthday belonged to Fabian Pruitt, Molly Weasley's brother and former Order of the Phoenix member. In the books, it's said that it took 5 Death Eaters to kill him and his brother Fabian, though they fought like heroes. The first person Harry ever initiates a hug with is Ginny. When Harry frees Dobby from the Malfoys, Harry says to Dobby, "Just promise me one thing. Never try to save my life again." Dobby broke this promise only once, and it ended up costing him his life. I'm sorry for ending this video on such a devastating fact, but we all love Dobby. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe for more content. I'll probably publish another one of these if I can find 50 more facts. This was really fun to research and find out. But I hope you enjoyed this. Make sure to like and comment, and let me know in the comments below how many of these you knew beforehand. Let's have a little competition here.